comparing average rate of change. So we need to find the average rate of change from x is -1 to x is 2 for each of the functions, which means, so average rate of change is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Okay, listening check, shade that box in. Okay, so I need to find both points. I need to find the point when x is -1 and the point where x is 2 for each of these. We are going to do that using the calculator. I'm going to go y equals, and I'm going to type in my equation, so 2x plus 3. And then I'm going to go to my table. So I'm going to hit second graph for my table, and I'm going to find my points. So -1, 1, and 2, 7. So -1, 1, and 2, 7. So this is x1, y1, x2, y2. So 7 minus 1 over 2 minus -1. 7 minus 1 is 6. 6 minus -1 is 3. And 6 divided by 3 is 2. Okay, now let's do b. Equals, I'm going to clear this out. And I'm going to put my next equation, which is x squared minus 1. I'm going to go to my table. Need to find -1, 0 is a point. And 2, 3. Need to find -1, 0 is a point, and 2, 3. So x1, y1, x2, y2. So y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So 3 minus 0 is 3. 2 minus -1 is 3. So 3 divided by 3 is 1. So that's my rate of change for B. All right, now we need to do C. I'm going to hit y equals, clear. I'm going to type my new equation for C, 2 to the x plus 1. Oh, look, I put in my exponent. I don't want that. So I'm going to go over and delete that. Make sure I hit this button right here to go out of my exponent. Now, plus 1. Okay, now I need to go to my table. So second graph for my table. So I have the point -1, 1.5, and 2, 5. So x1, y1, x2, y2. So y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So 5 minus 1.5 is 3.5. 3.5 divided by 3 is 7/6. Okay, which is like 1.16. So then it says, which function has the greatest average rate of change over this interval? So which one has the biggest average rate of change? Which number is bigger, 2, 1, or 1.6? 2 is. So function A is my answer for that. Okay. So now let's find for number 2. So this is just written differently, the interval. So it wants to know the interval from 2 to 5. So I need a point that starts with 2 and an x value of 5 for each of these. 5 is 1 point, and 511 is my other point. x1, y1, x2, y2, 11 minus 5 over 5 minus 2. 11 minus 5 is 6, 5 minus 2 is 3, and 6 divided by 3 is 2. Let's do part B for number 2. 6 is 1, and 5, 27. All right. So y2 is 27 minus y1 is 6 over x2, 5 minus 2. So 5 minus 2 is 3. 27 minus 6 is 21. And 21 divided by 3 is 7. 2, 3, and 5, 31. So 31 minus 3 over 5 minus 2. 31 minus 3 is 28. Divided by 3 is 9.3 repeated. So either one of these will work. So which function has the greatest average rate of change over the interval? So which number is greater? 9.3. So this one is actually going to be C. All right, for number 3, in general, as x approaches infinity, meaning as x increases, which function eventually grows at the fastest rate? All right, so here are my 3 equations. So I'm looking at which one's going to grow faster. Also something that you just should know, if I'm doubling something, it's going to do more than if I'm adding by 2 every time, or if it's a quadratic, okay? if I just square a number. All right, so C is always going to eventually grow fastest. Find the average rate of change from x is -1 and x is 2. So here's x -1, x2, -1, 2, -1, 2. Those are the points I'm going to use. This is my first point, second point. So y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So 6 minus -3 is 9 over 3, which is 3. 7 minus 1 over 2 minus -1 gives me 6 over 3, which is 2. 5 minus -2, right? Y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. 7 over 3, which is like 2.333 repeated. Okay. Which function has the greatest rate? It will be A, because 3 is bigger than all those other numbers. Using the table, answer the following. Which function has the greatest rate of change over the interval -1, 2? So here's my x values, and these are all my different functions. I got 4 of them on one table. Okay, they work the same. So I'm looking at my rate of change here, from here to here. Okay, so let's do g of x. Okay, so these are my points. So I have -1, -3, and 2, 3. So 3 minus -3 over 2 minus -1 gives me 6 over 3, which is 2. Okay, let's do h of x. So I'm using this is my y values. So -1, -2, and 2, 10. So 10 minus -2 over 2 minus -1. 10 minus -2 is 12 over 3, which is 4. Okay, we can do j of x. -1 and 1/3 and 2 and 9. So I have 9 minus 1/3 over 2 minus -1. So 9 minus 1/3 is 8 and 2/3. So let's put it in decimals. So 8. So 9 minus 1/3 is 8.67, which when I divide that by 3, I get 2.88. Okay? And then let's try k of x. So I'm using these as my points. So -1, -4, and 2, 8. So 8 minus -4 over 2 minus -1 gives me 12 over 3, which is 4. Okay, so which function has the greater rate of change? So we have 2, 4, 2.8, and 4. So h of k, or h of x and k of x have the same average rate of change of 4. So part B, this is actually, there's a typo. We need to change this to h of 0 minus k of 1. Okay, yours is right, it's fine. All right, so h of 0, so I'm looking at h, and I need to find where x is 0. So this is h of 0. Minus k, I'm looking here at k. Where is 1? It's right here, so I'm going to look over at k, so 4. So 2 minus 4 is -2, so that would be my answer. Now the question is, which function will eventually exceed all the other functions? So if I look through, okay, but let's just kind of find a pattern. So this is like, I'm adding 1, I'm adding 2, I'm adding 3. This is probably a quadratic. Okay. -2 to, this is adding 4, adding 4, adding 4. So this is linear. I see a fraction. I should probably think it's exponential. So let's skip the fraction, do 1 to 3. I multiply by 3. 3 to 9, multiply by 3. So this must be multiplied by 3. So this is exponential. And then k, what do? I add 4 each time, which makes it linear. Okay. However, we know without doing anything else, exponential will always get bigger. It will always eventually exceed, okay? Because if I'm multiplying something by a number, it's going to get quick. It's going to get big very quickly. Where if I am just putting a number squared, it's going to get big, but not as quick, okay? So it's always exponential, so j of x is the answer for that. And then number 6, given these equations, these functions, find c of -2 minus b of 3. Okay, so this has been on, we've been doing this since August. So c of -2, my c is this one right here, so I'm gonna have 3. Wherever I see an x, I'm gonna put a -2 minus 4. So 3 minus 2 is -6, minus 4 is -10. So c of 2 is -10 minus, okay, so this is c of 2, I need to find b of 3. So b of 3, I find my b right here, equals 2 to the 3rd plus 5. I can use my calculator. And I will get 13. So that's what goes here. So -10 minus 13 is -23. And that is my answer for that problem. Okay. Now, which one's greater? A of 2, B of 2, or C of 2? So we need to find each of those. So A of 2 is, look at my A. So 2 squared minus 3. 2 squared is 4. 4 minus 3 is 1. B of 2, 2 to the 2nd power plus 5, 9. And C of 2 is 3 times 2 minus 4 is 2. So which one is greater? B of 2.